Yeah, so here we go again. I'm at uni. I got one of the best parking spots there is, one of the best legal ones that is. Uh, Many people think it might not be legal. It certainly is because there's a box marked on the floor which is valid just as much as the sign saying you can't park here. Um, it might not be the intent of the local government, but it is the consequence. So whenever I park here, I just take an evidence picture, including the parking box, before I leave the car, just to cover my own arse, I guess. Um, I didn't sleep until like 7 in the AM, which is not optimal, but that's the way it is. Good news is I was really rather productive, I guess, in that time, considering it's the middle of the night and I'm usually not too productive then, even though I like hanging around awake. First of all, I did get up at like 3 and play some video games or so, just because I couldn't sleep and it weren't worth it. There's some kids in those video games whom weren't too kind, I guess. But good news is I know they're just kids. But because I'm also a kid on some level, I mean I'm grown up on many a level, but I'm a kid on some levels, you know. I'm allowed to be. I did return their insult with smart ass answers, and I won. Well, that's that bottle done. I came up with a thesis topic I'm very happy with. So I have to work out the precise wording, but it would require an external examiner. I even know which one I would like to use, and I've sent them a message asking if they'd be up for it. I don't think they wouldn't be up. I had heard they would be up, but I don't know authoritatively if they are, so we'll find out. Using science for video art, study of edutainment, YouTube's potential for artistic exploration, or more likely, applied physics as basis of video art. 3 potential subtitles. Number 1, a case study of edutainment YouTube scientific visualizations. Number 2, a study of edutainment YouTube's scientific visualizations potential for video art. Number 3, a study of edutainment YouTube's scientific visualizations viability in video art. I'm thinking at this time it may still be a bit too vague for examiners to like it, but I disclosed the external one that is still work in progress, and I think they have good understanding. I quite like them as a human, that's even though I don't know them all that well. What I do know I like, and they treat me like an adult, and they are an adult themselves, which is something one can sadly not say of everyone. Funny how that works, I guess. For getting to this parking spot, I have to drive around this roundish about once around, and you'd think it's fluent, but it's not, because there's a bicycle lane on the outside of the inside car lane, which does have priority over the cars, so I'm not complaining, I'm just stating a fact. There's always an interesting dynamic when in a roundish about, people stop on the middle of the road. Because you'd think it's a priority road, but it's not really a somewhat priority road. Priority over entering vehicles, that is. But if a bicycle would like to remain, they have every right to, which is fine by me, I guess. Particularly considering there's probably more cyclists here than motor vehicles. Just because around these parts you get around a lot quicker with bicycle, just because you don't even need to look for parking. I mean, first off, I've researched the rules of the road, so I know I'm legal to park here. And second off, I'm rather witty about finding parking spots, even though this thing is 5,339 millimeters in length. Might have been 38, who knows. 5,338 or 39, plus minus 1 millimeter, let's just say it that way. Oddly enough, I'm doing one of these again, even though I just done one yesterday night. Guess it's just because I have shit on my mind, and I in fact did not sleep well. My plans of going to my former place of internship to continue inventory today, they dropped through. I might still go after this course for uni because it should end at latest 4:30, which after a commute would leave me an hour at my former place of internship. Plus that is an hour where there is not much going on, so I'd actually be able to do some inventory. Gotta see though, I'm not committed at this time. Yeah, that completely fell through just because I only got to sleep at like 7 a.m, which is when I would have had to leave my place. But an all night and then operating a motor vehicle is not the smartest of ideas, so I didn't. Admittedly, it was an involuntary all-nighter. I just couldn't sleep because my mind was racing. My brain wouldn't shut up, so I couldn't sleep. Funny how that works, I guess. For this course, we have a minor presentation due. I believe my teammates did a real good job in preparing, which compensate for me being ill-prepared, hopefully. I don't usually like to work like this in teams, but in this case, they had the access to the files I did not. So, nah. Guess that's the way it is, you know. Weather's bloody warm again, it's 20 degrees centigrade. Now I finally have a towel in the car. I don't think I need it yet, for illustration purposes. There we go. It's probably going to get warmer even still today. No matter if I do or do not go to my former place of internship, I might very well go for a walk in Central Park today. It's not Central Park in Tiergarten, but still, it's the Central Park of this city. It's not a name in that case, it's descriptive. Because I can. And because I'm here already anyways, which means I don't need to expend the diesel to get to close to town centre. Yesterday for Film Club, I actually managed to forget to bring some drinks I bought early in the week when grocery shopping to save money. In the end, I ended up drinking unreasonable amounts of coffee. I do not think that has anything to do with my sleeping issues. Just because I couldn't sleep 7 hours after I'd drunk coffee, and coffee don't really affect me for sleep. Perhaps because I'm neurodivergent. Don't know if it's the ADHD or the autism, but yeah, it's bloody warm weather. I mean, it's only 19 degrees centigrade, but I am in the shade, in a windy shade, but still. 90 degrees centigrade at just afternoon, well, just before 1. It's not too viable. Like, I don't like it. It's too warm. 15 would be nice. Humans always find a way to complain. Ooh, that was like a Norton that just driven by. I'm not 100%, but like 90 or so. Tank seemed right. Yeah, the sky is mostly blue with some patches of clouds. Look quite picturesque. I'd prefer a bit more clouds. I'd prefer clouds with patches of blue. Because there's always a way to complain. Now that I have narrowed down on a field for my bachelor's thesis, I might be able to executive dysfunction that and do the films I have to do. I mean, I still have to do them, so I should theoretically still executive dysfunction on them, but the thesis is higher priority, which means I might very well executive dysfunction that and distract myself doing the films that are due. One is due next week, I believe, so might as well, you know. and I won't have time during the thesis period, and I have to have applied by the end of this month, and that's when the thesis periods start. Good news is I have all the credits I should have at this time because I chased after them. It took a hella effort to actually chase after all the credits, but I did manage it, so guess that's some. I'm still not very liquid dosh wise, and I'm anxiously checking my bank account every morning and my mailbox when I get home, which is nice. I like checking my mailbox for good news. There have been times not that long ago where I would go 3 days without checking my mailbox just because I really didn't want to get the bad news that would potentially arrive within it. So funny how that works, I guess, but currently it's good standing with the mailbox. Funny way of saying that, but I'm expecting good news and I have the potential to handle bad news, which means I'm actually opening my mailbox on a frequent basis, daily, which is almost nuts. Like, come on, I'm not normal. Oh, other subject. My plants, a while ago I killed my initial 2 or 3. I'd already had a seedling going then. That is now a minor plant. Probably won't be in the thumbnail for this, but I might show it off next video, who knows. And I've had another seedling because I was prepared for this plant to also fail. And one is legally allowed to have 3 plants and infinitely many seedlings, so might as well, you know. And it's looking much like both are going to be successes. I have been watering twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Just because by that time they're fart dry, the soil's rotten dry. Part of the reason is probably having 30 watts of LED power bang at it all the time, in a mirror box basically, covered with tinfoil. Another reason is I have a fan going permanently, blowing in fresh air, which also means it carry away or press out moist air. I think I'm not going to fertilise for quite a while. I'll first make sure the plants actually grow and live before I do something that could kill them. Oddly enough, with killing plants, I don't feel ethically conflicted, which I guess is good news. I don't know. That's quite pleasant, you know. Then again, I don't want to be killing them because a seed of this kind cost me what? German packet of cigarettes. A bit less than a tenner, but not much less. So the 3 failed attempts cost me like 25 bucks. But I think I'll manage, and these 2 are going to succeed, and I believe I have 1 more. It might have only been 2 failed attempts before. I'm not actually 100% on that. But it'll all work out, you know. The universe works in mysterious ways. I'm looking forward to it, just for the sake of it. Honestly, I'm not too faffed about smoking grass. I have considered switching to CBD. I mentioned that yesterday night instead of tobacco. But that would simply be for the removal of negative health effects of tobacco, I guess. And the main reason I grow grass, I guess, is because I feel the responsibility now that it's legal to do so, just because prior generations could not, even though they, at least not legally, I guess. I mean, I know for a fact they did, but still, you know, there's like some sense of responsibility of I can, therefore I must. I can legally, therefore I must. That's a good title. I might as well make that the title of this. We'll see. I probably won't because I've forgotten what I said. Actually, I got a solution for that. Let me just write it down. Damn. I can, therefore I must. horrible because written on leg, but I can, therefore I must. There we go. That's the title sorted. With this course, I am looking forward to the tutor at least honouring my granted request from uni for disability accommodation of a break every 70 minutes of 15 minutes. I haven't given them the blessing to not do 15 minutes, but I think today I'll insist on it just because I really am not in the mental state to sit somewhere long and focus. You might notice because I've already gone through like 5 subjects and this has only been 15 minutes, and thank you very much for watching, by the way. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. It's a bit funny, but still, you know, it's the way it is. That reminds me, I need to empty my pocket ashtray because where we are uni-wise does not have an ashtray, which is kind of poor planning in my opinion, because ashtrays are not just in smokers' interest, they are in everyone's interest because they make sure the place stay a clean place. Because sadly not every smoker is responsible and grown up, and a lot of them litter. Which, I guess the way I phrase it is, just because I smoke I don't have to be an asocial prick. And I guess that's very much how I think of it. Yes, many smokers litter. I do not have to, just because I smoke. I hope you two do not feel you have to litter. Stay safe. Cheerio.